So this is pretty much the greatest serious and silliness podcast ever assembled. And I'm calling it G.L.O.W, Gorgeous Ladies of Arm Wrestling. So what I tried to do is I tried to get the greatest arm wrestlers in North America all together on one podcast. And I pretty much did that. So I'm going to start with Nancy. We have Nancy Locke.
Hi.
And then we have Lisa Wolfley.
Hello.
Robin Chandler.
Hey.
Michelle Dougan.
Hi.
And arm wrestler and recruiter, Blanca Vega.
Hey.
Okay, cool.
Hi.
So Blanca, last time you were on, we had talked about recruiting and how difficult it is to get girls to come in and arm wrestle. Have you had any headway?
It's been pretty quiet. I have noticed that there's been more and more girls that have joined arm wrestling, not in our area, not where it's been a busier, like in Texas, also with Michelle Dougan in her area. It seems like there's been more girls that have been joining the arm wrestling. Not in our area. I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been kind of quiet. We haven't had a lot going on either. The first tournaments that they're gonna start having are with the UAL in January. So, you know, like the LA Fit Expo, the Anaheim Fit Expo. So right now I haven't even been doing like much of table time like I used to. I haven't really been busy and focusing on recruiting a lot of women, but I'm hoping that within the next couple of months, we'll have more girls come and join us to the LA Fit Expo in January. And I would really love to start something different and make it busier. Mm-hmm. So it's still difficult. It's hard. It's been too quiet. Not too many ladies want to join. And like I said, I also haven't really been pushing it as much as I used to.
So what I'm going to try and do is anybody who watches this or listens to this YouTube channel or podcast, send this video to 2 different girls. That's all you got to do. Just share it with 2 different girls. And then they will be able to get in touch with Blanca. Send it to 2 different girls who are interested in arm wrestling or interested in getting into some kind of athletics, which usually leads to arm wrestling. And then you'll be able to get in touch with Blanca. And Blanca, how can they get in touch with you?
They can find me on Facebook, Blanca Vega. And there's also the Arm Fight Her Nation. It's on Facebook as well. On that particular site, it's basically for all women. A lot of flyers and events and tournaments and things like that. They can find all that information there. And then there's about 5 other editors that they can send a direct message and someone will get back to them. If it's not me, it'll be someone else. But there's about 5 other editors in there that they're able to give them information.
And it doesn't matter what part of the country, right? So like
it does not matter. No, we have arm wrestlers all over. Lisa Wolfley, she's in the Las Vegas area. Michelle Dougan up in New York. And then there's Nancy Locke. She's up in North California. There's a lot of other arm wrestlers that if they're in that area, all I have to do is send them, hey.
and Robin is in Maine, so Robin also could help. She's in Maine
and also Robin, I have no idea. Where did you move to, Robin?
She's in Maine.
Maine.
Okay, so then there's Robin.
I'm in my truck now. I'm in New York working. I'm a truck driver at the truck stop.
Yeah, so we have people all over. We have arm wrestlers all over. Just send a message and we'll find you someone that's close within your area that you can go and arm wrestle. I mean, we literally drive about an hour or 2 hours just to go arm wrestle with a group of people. We can go to San Diego, which is 2 hours. We can go to LA. For me, it's 2 hours. I can go to San Bernardino. It's about an hour for us. But if you really want it, you'll go, you'll train. Just training itself, I drive an hour every day just to go train with my trainer. And that's what helped me win my super match. Dedication, put in the time. If you really want it, you'll go above and beyond for it.
So tell
You
us
look
about,
good in your match.
tell us about your super match.
It was great. It was a great feeling because I was not, I had no video of this super match that I had with Samantha. I didn't even record it because I was so disappointed when I super matched her 2 years ago. So I wasn't focused on beating her in her move. I was just focused on getting stronger, and that's what helped me. And the bottom line is that if you want it bad, you will train for it, you will get strong, and you have to tell yourself. Yeah, you have to tell yourself that you are going to win that match. And I loved it. It was the best feeling.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys, were any of you guys able to see it?
I watched it on video. She looked really good.
Awesome. I didn't see it.
No.
You
Well,
didn't get to see.
she's obviously made improvements, right? I mean, that goes without
Yeah.
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
I didn't see it yet.
I will send it to you guys. It's all over. It's actually on YouTube as well.
Please.
He made a video
Okay.
of it.
Oh, he did?
Okay.
What I
Yes.
watched it was Artem.
Oh, thank you, Blanca. So, all right. So, Lisa, you had some bad news, right? You're actually they shut down the Worlds in Georgia. Is that accurate?
Yeah, their words for it was they postponed it due to COVID. They have a 4.3% vaccination rate, and yes, COVID's running rampant up there. However, I decided to go to Florida on September
Oh,
4th.
great,
Hey,
great.
yeah, so all of you start my class.
Who else
Well,
is going to Florida?
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Lisa, what classes are you pulling exactly?
I'm going to be in masters. They only have a 76K class, so I'll just do that one. I might do 70 kilogram if I can get down to 154, but I don't want to have to, lose 15 pounds in 4
You do
weeks.
the Grandmasters? I'm doing the Grandmasters.
I'm not doing grandmasters. I just don't feel that class will be big enough, and I want a bigger class, but I don't feel that I'm ready for seniors yet, since this is my first tournament back in years.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so I'll just stay with masters, and then next year I'll go in seniors.
So,
Once I beat Michelle again.
Bring it on.
Again, did you beat her one time?
That would be cool to watch. I want to watch that.
I think everybody wants to watch that.
I have a ways to go before I'm on her level. Maybe one
Just
more
let me
level.
know. Just let me know. I'll be ready.
Is
And
anybody
I'll go against the winner.
I would love to go against you, Lisa, one day.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Uh-huh.
Nancy, are you going to Florida?
No, not this year.
Are you going to? And you have any plans of arm wrestling this year?
I'm just waiting for my immigration paper, and when I get them, I have a couple of places around the world. They're waiting for me, but I can't say anything till I get my immigration paper.
All right. Well,
So in the world, I can go to the world. It's just personal reason I can't.
I think everybody.
now.
I think everybody's relieved that you're not going. Actually.
Great. I was gonna do seniors under 125, because I weigh 120, and I was gonna do grandmaster. I wanted to do as many as I could, but they told me I could only do 2 classes. And then something happened here. I can't go, but next year I will go and I'll do grandmasters and seniors. I want to go against people that weigh 125 pounds like me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that is,
Yeah.
I was born at 125.
Yeah.
120 kilo maybe, but
That's funny. Right.
So, Michelle, why don't you tell everybody the good news? Oh, before you say that, I'm sorry, Blanca, are you gonna be? I'm sorry, hold on one second. Blanca, are you gonna be in Florida for the World?
No, I'm not going to be in Florida because I don't feel ready. I took an entire year off after I had my surgery in January. I just recently started training again, and I feel like I would not be ready to go to Worlds.
So next year.
I would
Next
like
year.
to continue. I would just love to continue and train and get stronger. I have a couple of super matches that I'm gonna have, so I'm just focused on that right now.
Oh, all right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Michelle. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I totally forgot to ask that. So, Michelle, why don't you tell us the good news?
Well, one thing, I'm not going to Florida. Well, technically I'm going to Florida, but I'm not going to be at the IFA.
Oh, everybody's relieved now.
But funny. But I got a private message from Fia, and she invited me to the top 8 in Stockholm, Sweden, in
Awesome.
December. So it's just, I'm just still trying to. I don't know. I'm in shock still. I guess that's what I should say. That she actually reached out to me. You know. So I know Sarah was. They asked Sarah first, which is understandable. I mean, it's Sarah, but she couldn't make it. But I'm glad to take second to Sarah. So
That's pretty
You know,
awesome.
Yeah, you deserve it. I have seen you excel these last few years, and it's just amazing how much you've
Thank you.
learned.
I've been training hard, training.
Definitely.
So I've been wanting to get over there. So my chance.
Have you ever been there before?
Never been out of the country. I've been to Canada, but never anywhere else to arm wrestle.
Yeah, last year was 2019 is the first time I ever been anywhere when I went to Poland. It was cool and scary all at the same time.
Yeah. James is going with me, so I feel like comfortable with that, but I feel like very intimidated. They're so different. They pull so different. So I'm trying to learn more because I have only trained with wall I've only pulled with wall, mostly wall. So, and that's totally different setups and rules and everything. So I'm trying to figure all that out. So I have 107 days. I think
Well, go ahead, Rob. What were you going to say?
And Wall has.
Hold on, Blanca. What was Robin going to say?
Yeah, I was just saying that, Michelle, you and I pulled somewhere when we pulled the WAF rules, and I thought you done pretty good for the first time doing it.
Did you? Well, thank
I can't
you.
remember where it was.
Go ahead, Blanca.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you going to say,
Oh,
Blanca?
I was saying that also Wall has completely different types of table. And so what I learned, because I have the WAL wall, the table at home to train. So I don't use that one for table time. I only use it for training, like with, for like side press and stuff like that. But I don't use it like for table time because they are so different to when you go to an actual tournament. The tables there are completely different. You start training on those and then you start building bad habits. And I learned.
Do you mean the pads? Because the pads are bigger?
Yeah.
I switched my pads already. I started with that.
So that's what I learned. When I first started, I said, oh, I love this table, this and that. Then I started going to tournaments, elbow fouls, and then I would get off the pads. So then I don't do table time on that anymore. I just used it like for training.
So Lisa and Nancy, you guys have competed overseas, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe you could help Michelle out.
Any advice?
Those Swedens are fast.
I know.
Super fast. Work on your hit. That's all I could say. Work on that hit. And they like to slip underneath, and you're a badass in the straps. So that's where I'd head to every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who my competition is?
Do I? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Lisa, do you know who I have to go against? Yeah. Gabby is one.
What was funny is I interviewed Fia and I told her that if I were her, I would have accidentally, I would have intentionally accidentally forget to email Gabby. Totally. Okay, Nancy, do you have any advice for Michelle?
Well, they're really strong and fast, and not as fast as us, I think. And if I was there, I'd go in the strap with them.
Yeah.
Right away. Try and go in the strap.
Okay.
But the speed, you're fast. I don't find they're very fast. But no, I go in the strap as much as you can. And good luck with Gabby. If you don't
I
think you're
know.
gonna, if you
I
don't
know.
think you're gonna beat
Anthea and
Gabby,
Malin.
well,
Are you going for
Gabby,
Hold on, Lisa.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Nancy, what were we gonna say?
if you go against Gabby and you know you're gonna lose, just let her keep your energy for the other people.
That's what my husband said too. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Don't put all your energy in that. Just say yeah, whatever. Thank you, bye bye, and keep your other stuff for the other ones because they might get tired. They might have long matches, and you're gonna be fresh. So
True.
let them burn
Thank
themselves
you.
out.
Robin actually has a good story about Gabby. Why don't you tell that story about when you arm wrestled Gabby, Robin?
Gabby the Machine, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was arm wrestling at the PAF in Florida back, I think 17, and I got Gabby in the finals, and it was a long tournament. So I was pulling another girl to get the winner was going to take Gabby in the finals, and I look over on the practice table, and Gabby's going after all the guys over there, and I'm like, what? So I go over after I beat this other girl, and I go over and I said, Gabby, you know we still got a match, right? And she says, oh yeah, and I was like, oh, and that's about how it went. I just went down like that. I guess I just felt like I was inconsequential to her, you know. It's just all I can say is maybe she gets tired.
Yeah, good luck.
I hope she does have to make
Oh.
weight. She has to make weight. She has to make 176. So
Wow, that's
she has
good
to
for
come
you.
down.
Yeah, she used to walk around about 180, I think. She's not
Oh,
very
I don't
good.
know. I don't know how much she weighs.
In 2016, she was 154.
Wow.
So she got
Wow.
down. Where are you
Well-
at, Michelle?
I'm around 160.
Are you?
Yeah, that's where I'm
Right.
staying. Like that's my comfort. I'm gonna probably go up to about 165 for that. But if I weigh more than that, I don't feel comfortable walking around, and I don't feel fast. I feel sluggish.
Yeah.
How low can you go if you do a lightweight? How low can you go?
I've gone down to 148 for WAL, but
Okay.
it's not pretty.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Unfortunately, I have to let Blanca go because we have
Yes.
another guest coming in, and once I get like 7, it gets crazy. So I wish I could keep her, but unfortunately, I was trying to get everybody in.
Bye, Blanca.
Bye, guys.
can I just bring one thing up before she goes?
Sure.
Okay. Well, one, thank you for my shirt. But
You're
also, I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about getting more women involved. I know what we're doing on the East Coast. We have like an East Coast correlation. How do I say it? Coalition. Oh my gosh, I'm like can't even talk tonight. And anyhow, we have amateur women, and then we also have 3 or 4 weight classes for women, because like all these new women coming in, they don't want to be near like me, or you know, they don't want to be near Lisa or any of you, you know. They're intimidated by it. So we have like amateur classes over here, and we have more than just 2 weight classes, 143 and 143 plus, you know. And I understand like the lighter weight classes it's tough to pull like 154, but us 154 or plus have to pull plus way up there, you know.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, so it's like a big it's horrible. So I know that when I first started, I had to pull 143 plus. I had Joyce Boone, I had Christina Casto, all of these women, and I was an amateur, and they're all pros and heavyweights, and I was like 150. So
Yeah.
I almost quit because of it. So I kind of understand why the women are kind of having an issue, you know, coming to a tournament. So if we could just get on the same page and have more women's weight classes, it doesn't cost too much more for another medal, you know, for a couple classes for the women, even if it's just amateurs, you know.
I have been trying to push that. A
Yeah.
lot of the times
Yeah.
when the promoters message me or they want us to kind of like promote more women so they can show up, I ask them, you know what weight classes do you have? Or I just try to push that as well.
Yeah, I just try not to support the tournaments that have like a 143 plus, you know. It's just,
Same.
that's
Same here.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
tough.
gonna take time, but just
is.
consistency. Yes.
James said the weight classes are from 1970.
I read that and it's true.
Yeah.
I did. I
So
posted
anyhow,
that, I think.
just some, maybe it will help, you know, just spread that kind of word and get
Okay.
out there, and anybody can contact me at any time, you know, and I'll lead them in some direction if they're close to me or wherever they're at. Definitely. They want to come to practice. I had this girl over yesterday for practice, brand new. She's 12, and she was so excited. So I love that, you know. Her dad brought her over and stuff. It was adorable.
Well, like I said, anybody watching this, send it to 2 girls, or if you're listening to it, send it to 2 girls. It's really easy to share it, and they can get in touch with Blanca, and she can steer in the right direction.
Thank you so much,
Blanca.
guys. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, Blanca.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
And Michelle,
Yeah, yeah.
she texted me a couple of months ago for a super match in Sweden at the same time as you.
Oh, she did?
Against Victoria Carlson. I said, yeah, sure. Is she ready to lose weight? And she was ready to go down to 132.
Oh,
And we said yes. And then we canceled because of my immigration paper. I probably won't have it by then. But they wanted a super match, her and I, during your tournament.
That's
So
awesome.
I was gonna go with you.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I would have went with you and shared the room and all that, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Because my immigration.
Yeah, that's
So,
thanks, man.
Yeah, I really want to go against Victoria again. I really want to
Yeah,
go that.
that's great
Get it
match.
over with.
It'd be a good match.
Yeah.
I'd like to
It'll
pull
be
Victoria.
quick.
What were you
I
gonna
like
say?
to pull you too.
Yeah, but it's hard for us metos to be calling anybody out. But yeah, I'd love to pull Victoria sometime.
So Nancy, how long before you get all that straightened out, you think?
I don't know. It could be this year. It could be next year. There's 7 million people waiting for the same paper as me. So.
All right. Well, I'm
stuck.
sure you'll
I'm
get
in
it.
jail.
Yeah, really. But I'm sure you'll get it straightened out. So Lisa, how is training going? Since you're going to Florida, how's training been going?
Oh, training is going very well. I'm just focusing on my hand and wrist strength and, you know, just doing a lot of cables and
Sorry, Lisa, we have a surprise guest, and I have to thank you, Lisa, for this one.
Like Christmas. Who's coming?
Lisa, you gotta come over and train.
Oh,
with me.
Lierin.
I
Lierin.
need to practice.
Hello, Lierin. How are you? Oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh.
Aaron, you badass bitch, you.
Giant killer.
Can't wait to go against you.
So
How
now,
are you?
Lierin,
Michelle?
now you got to tell us about yourself and everything in the arm wrestling and what you got planned. And I'm sure you know all the girls, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Congratulations, Michelle, on your news. That's super huge.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I would be. Yeah, no, I don't plans. I don't know. I don't really have any plans. We're kind of in limbo with Worlds right now. That was my plan. Still kind of just waiting to hear, I guess. They said that they might try to change the country or get some sort of different venue, but we haven't really heard. So I'm hoping that they do because I'm only getting older.
Oh, don't even chat on that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't go there.
Don't do that. You're talking to a bunch of 50-year-olds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not thinking about going to Florida, Lierin? You're not thinking about going to Florida?
No, 2 reasons. First reason is if we can't get out of the country, I don't think other countries are coming here.
Good point. Good point.
Reason is I
It's true.
think
That's one
the
reason I'm not going.
are WAF still. I think that's where my competition is going to be best. So I don't think I could really claim any world title winning anything like that without, beating the women that are going to be at the WAF. So that's my reason.
Yeah.
What weight class are you in?
Good reason.
I'd be pulling 60 kilogram class, which is 132.
Ah,
Nancy, is that yours or no?
I gotta go in your class. No, jeez. I'll just gain weight going against you. You'll probably win because you're really strong.
So, Lierin, nobody here
If
is
I'm not there.
Lierin, nobody's here is in your class? I said
Nope.
nobody here is in your class?
No.
One is probably Nancy. I think,
No, I'd be under 125.
yeah, I think she's probably lighter than me even, so.
Yeah, I'm under 57 kilos, whatever. It's under 125. So I weigh 120.
Wow.
So you and I, we won't be against each other at the Worlds, but we
And
will be against each other in other tournaments.
when I saw
wait.
you arm wrestle Valerie Beach, how much did you weigh then?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, 125 with clothes on and the purse and a leather coat.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you one question about that. It was like when you arm wrestled Valerie, that first match you lost, and then you went back to your and then you went back to your corner, and I think you were talking to your husband. I'm assuming, right? That was your husband.
Yeah, I was giving him shit. Yeah.
And it was almost like something clicked, right? It was almost like.
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, and then after that, it was almost like she had no chance after that. It was over.
Oh no, it was over because my husband wanted me to try this new technique at this WAL, and I don't believe in doing a new technique at a tournament. So I tried this new technique he was teaching me a couple hours before. I said, fine, I'll try it out just for the fun of it. And it's not my style, so I was doing something. He said, oh, do that, and I did that, and she caught me at the goal. So I held it on there. Well, I'm gonna let her win because I don't feel like bringing her back because it was in my technique. So the second time I said, that's I'm doing my Nancy Locke move, and I popped my elbow a couple times. That's my move. I always end up popping my elbow. But make a long story short, she's a very nice person. She was very nice with me, but she's not very strong. She got me at the goal, and I could have brought her back, but I didn't. I just said, well, whatever, I'll get you back after. But it was a show too, and I should have never done his technique. He was telling me, do this. Oh, never again. I'm going to do my own way, not listen to him anymore.
And then what happened that second and third match?
Oh, I was going to put her down. That was it. It was my technique. Ready to go. Bye, bye, bye. Get it over with. Get my money and run.
Man, you was mad. That's what happened. You got mad.
Is that what happened?
I got what?
Mad.
Oh, mad. Yeah, the first time I didn't get mad. It was a show, and I was trying to do this new technique, and the technique is a Travis technique, so it doesn't work for me. My technique, I get my speed. I get my speed with my technique, and I got mad. I was just pissed off at my husband that moment. It's like, your stupid technique. I'm never gonna do that again. That's stupid. So I grabbed her. I was like, okay, I'm gonna rip your arm off, and I didn't. But the last match, I put her down 3 times. Then she started talking about stupid stuff. And she got the show. She wanted the fame and glory, and she got it. But she was nice to me. Like, I can't say anything bad about her. But
there was one spot.
She's not very strong.
Oh, okay. There was one spot where you were arm wrestling her, and you were just you were holding her there, and you were like looking into the audience.
The last one?
I don't know. I think it might have been the last one. You weren't even. It was like you were holding her there, and you weren't even paying attention. You were looking like. I think you were like saying hello to somebody in the audience. It was unbelievable. And then you just like had your way with her toward the end.
Yeah, when I do my own technique, it's easy for me. I could have played with her, but I don't because it's not nice. I just at the end I did the 3 shot just to do a show. But for me, she's not very strong. For other women, she is strong. She was fast the first, and she got me at the goal. That's 100%. It was her. But yeah, I just got mad and said, okay, I'm not going to listen to anybody but my technique. I did what I had to do. And if I look away, I don't remember looking away. I always, in my own world, you can yell fire. Naked guys could be walking around and I won't see them. So I'm in my own world, and my goal is to rip the girl's arm off. That's it, and that's all.
So, Lisa, do you have... Go ahead. I'm sorry, Nancy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I'd like to go against all these women that you're talking to right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Wouldn't it be
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't it be something if we can get just an all girls tournament?
There was one a couple months ago in Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Erin won.
And she's
She won the 3 categories.
You did your Lierin. Why don't you tell us about that?
Wilson. Yeah.
So Sarah McKinney was the one who pretty much organized that. She's doing a lot for women's arm wrestling too. She
Yes,
deserves
she
it.
is.
Yeah.
Put together an all-female tournament and had a crap ton of money. There was $500 first place for every weight class, both right and left. And it
Did
was
you win
legit.
3,000? Did you win $3,000?
I did.
Yeah.
Did you really?
So-
Is it cash or you got to pay taxes?
That's good.
It actually went really well. They ran amateur classes, which I'm pretty sure everyone on here right now can attest that there's no amateur pulling for females. Like, you show up to a tournament. I mean, my first tournament, I had to pull Miss Lisa Wolfley here. Talk about,
I remember.
but I mean,
How
so
did
that's
that go?
the way to bring
How did
women
that go?
in. I didn't even know.
She hasn't beat me yet, but I'm scared.
Well, Lierin, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 30.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
wow, you look good.
so my question is, did you admire or look up to any of these girls before you got into arm wrestling, or through your journey of arm wrestling?
For sure. No, the first tournament that I ever went to, I mean, we traveled 9 hours just so I could get on the table with Lisa. I didn't even want to pull her in a tournament. I just wanted to, get on the table after. And I mean, that was pretty much eye-opening, like what kind of level, you have to be at to even compete with, somebody in arm wrestling that's, not new. So that was pretty neat. And of course, Michelle Dougan, she's just a beast. I didn't really hear like a ton about Nancy, just because I think it's more Canadian, and like I was new to the sport, but when she came back,
We did arm wrestle.
What's that?
We did arm wrestle. We did arm wrestle, you and I.
Yeah, after pulled a little bit.
Did you really, Nancy?
Yeah,
You guys arm wrestled?
Yeah, after a tournament.
And what happened?
Oh, let her talk. Tell her.
All right, go ahead, Lierin. Good.
She was pretty strong. Really impressive for like her size. Kind of threw me for a loop a little bit.
Yeah, that seems to be the common thing with Nancy, is that we don't know where the strength comes from. It's just like out of nowhere. Like, you don't have like big muscles or it's just, you have this strength that is just out of the blue, because you're 120 something pounds and you can rip people's arms off. It's unbelievable.
Super
Yeah.
Saiyan.
What'd you say, Robin?
Super Saiyan. She's like a Saiyan.
She's like a what?
A what?
Super Saiyan. It's a oh darn it, my mind is gone blank. Super Saiyan. It's like an anime cartoon. You know, the ones that they get all powered up. Yeah.
Funny.
So, Robin, you're going to be in Florida, and Lisa's going to be in Florida. Is there anybody in Florida, Robin, that you're kind of looking forward to, or looking forward to beating, or anything like that?
Sarah Wilson from Canada. She's in my class. I think I've talked her into coming, and she's ranked. I think she's ranked second in North America, right-handed, and I'm fourth.
Wow.
So I can't wait to pull her. She's, I think, Lierin's age, around 30.
Say that again?
I think she's around Lierin's age, about 30, 32, something like that. Very good. Her dad's a world champion arm wrestler in Canada.
Wow.
You know who's actually really good? Is her name Madeline? Maddie? She's from Jersey.
Yeah,
Oh,
Maddie.
Maddie, yeah.
Maddie Walker. Yeah. She's only been pulling for 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's got 3 wins on me already, right-handed.
Wow.
Her dad is a really good puller. He's been in it for a very long time, and she's been with the team, but she's only been pulling for 6 months. So
Yeah.
I get to see her this weekend. I'm going to Baltimore.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah.
So Lisa,
Yeah.
tell they I actually, before I interviewed you, I put a video piece of you winning. I think it was you winning your worlds, the arm wrestling match I put in. Did you see it?
Yeah, that was Arm Wars.
Okay, why don't you tell us about that?
Erica from Sweden. I was arm wrestling her.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, she's super fast, super strong, and she gets a little aggressive, slaps her face and
What?
just
Really?
like we all know that, right? She gets a little crazy. What I didn't understand with her is why she tried to slip out with me every time. And that would just end, we would just end up in a strap, and I'm super strong, and not a lot of people can stop me in the strap. And so yeah, so I growl a lot. I get very loud on the table. And I feel like that helps me. So yeah, she just kept slipping out of the grip, and I feel she's a little bit of a cheater too. So trying to get a good grip with her is very, very hard. So every single time we had to have a ref's grip. But yeah, she's super strong. And just so you know, the day before was left-handed, and she beat me all day long left-handed.
Oh.
But yeah, right hand, she didn't have a chance.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Lisa,
Back in the arm.
why don't you tell us one of the, you told me a funny story about when you were out and somebody challenged you a guy challenged you to a arm wrestling. You were out at one of the
Oh yeah.
and you were like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Palms.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was just walking into the Palms with my niece and my little 3-year-old and my niece's boyfriend, and I was headed over to the bar to get a shot of tequila, and this guy, he noticed that I had, guns on me, and I was wearing a sundress, and I go walking up, and he comes up and he does this and growls at me. So I did it back to him, and he goes, "You want to arm wrestle?" And I went, "Are you serious? This is happening now?" And so I said, "Yes, let's go arm wrestle." And so I went over to the bar, and, being a pro arm wrestler, where to position yourself on the bar to win, on the corner. And I was just acting like a pro arm wrestler, and he got scared, and the barmaid came over and she wanted to say go. And so I gripped his hand so tight, and I saw his eyes widen. He's like, "Holy shit." And I said, "You better go." As soon as she said go, I, flashed him, and he flipped over on the ground. I had to help him up. "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "Hey, you better watch out. You better watch out who you ask to wrestle. You might get a world champion."
Yeah, that's
It
fun.
was so yeah.
Michelle, did something like that ever happen to you?
Well, it usually happens to me after I've had a few drinks and I feel like I can beat everyone. And I can't. It's usually the bigger guys that are after me for some reason to arm wrestle. So then James has to take care of it, and he arm wrestles them. So he's like, I just kind of, well, I don't want to hurt my arm. It's my money arm kind of thing. And then he steps in.
Okay. So let's talk about something a little controversial. I mean, it's not really controversial. I just think, my opinion is it's ridiculous, but okay, whatever. The strongman powerlifter Thor, I forgot his name, the Mountain from Game of Thrones, was supposed to fight Eddie Hall, who was another strongman winner powerlifter. Eddie Hall gets hurt and they had this match ready for about a year and a half ago, or over a year ago. They set this match up, and it's supposed to be in Las Vegas. Anyway, so this guy Thor is boxing with a trainer. He has a couple of exhibition fights, and last month Eddie Hall gets hurt. He can't fight. So who steps in somehow, some way to fight Thor is Devin Larratt. Now, from what I understand, Devin Larratt does have a tremendous martial arts background. He was in Special Forces in Canada. But I mean, to fight somebody in a boxing match and you haven't been training for boxing for very long it's a little bit difficult. What's your opinion, Robin? What's your opinion on this whole thing?
Well, you said Eddie Hall's fighting him, right?
I'm sorry?
The Mountain fighting Devin, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I think I caught one of the fights of the Mountain, and the problem is, the bigger you are, you got a very small gas tank. So I think Devin stands a very good chance, because if he can just keep his distance a little bit and let the Mountain kind of gas out a little bit, Devin ain't nobody to be messing around with. He knows how to take care of himself. So I think Devin can probably win.
What about you, Lierin? What do you think about this?
I think that's time I could spend in the gym, to be honest.
Finally.
But I definitely agree with Robin. I mean, being a smaller person myself, that's definitely the strategy I would take. And I think, Devin isn't out of shape. I think he's heavier than he used to be, but I mean, he's not dumb. He's super intelligent. He'll have a good game plan, and I mean, he has definitely more experience in that realm, I feel like, too. So yeah, I think he'll come in prepared. He'll do his homework for sure.
Lisa, you think Devin has enough time? I mean, he only has like about a month or 6 weeks to get in shape.
So this other Mountain dude, he's a professional fighter?
Well, no, what he won the strongman several times. And then he's a power lifter. He also has the world record deadlift. And then what happened was last year, there was a beef between Thor the Mountain. I don't really know his full name because it's foreign. With another strongman, Eddie Hall. So they decide that they're actually going to fight, but they had a year to get in shape. Okay. Eddie Hall gets hurt, and they need somebody to replace Eddie Hall because there's all these investors and whatnot. And somehow, some way, Devin Larratt gets the fight. And it's for next month.
Wow. Yeah, I think Devin's gonna pull it off.
Everybody's saying that. He's
gonna pull it off. He's a badass. He's a badass. If the other dude was a professional fighter and that's all he did, then I would say, that Devin might lose that fight. But since that other dude's only been training for a year in boxing, is that what he said? It's
yes.
Just boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Devin's super smart, and with his background and experience, I think he'll pull it off. He's a badass.
All right, Nancy, what do you think?
I agree with all the girls, but there's one thing I don't believe they should do that, because they have very good looking faces. Why destroy their beautiful faces and brain for money? They're going to regret it in 20 years from now. Devin should stick into arm wrestling, not get hurt I hope it's a lot of money, but money won't pay the damage later on. I think it's a very violent sport, and they're all screwed up years later. I was sad to see Devin going to do that. He might get hurt. I hope he wins, but it's going to hurt him. It's just, and he's not young. It's going to take a while to heal up, and I'd rather see Devin stick to arm wrestling. He's the best, and keep his pretty face like that. It's great. Don't mess up your brain.
What would you say, Lisa?
I hope he dodges and breaks down. What did you say?
Hopefully I hope Devin knocks him out in the first round. Then it will be
Me
over.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. I hope so.
No faces have to get hurt.
All right. So, Michelle, what do you think?
Well, James is a fighter. So I have like a little, I wouldn't really call it experience, but I listened to what he has to say. And It depends on how long the rounds are.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
You
it's
know,
an exhibition, so I think it's 2-minute rounds.
2-minute rounds.
I think.
Okay,
I
that's
think.
long.
Oof.
And I guess
That's
it
long.
depend on the condition that Devin is in. You know, if he's just been sitting around doing nothing, that could be. And the other guy's been training for a year, even though he might be carrying more muscle, his cardio might be better. You know,
Yeah.
I really don't have a clue as to who would do better.
Yeah.
I mean, Devin does have those long arms, so,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
you cannot mix
so does
arm
the mountain.
wrestling and boxing. It's
Yeah, you
horrible.
can't mix. Horrible.
Well, it's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they're making a lot of money. I especially hope Devin's making a lot of money.
I hope so.
Me too.
I
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't. I was interviewing Jeannie Nutter, who was a world-class elite powerlifter, and I said, you wouldn't be able to even consider my negotiation until you break the 7-figure mark. There's no way I'm getting in the ring with that animal until you break the 7-figure mark, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, we'll see. I mean, in Devin's defense, it's supposed to be an exhibition. It's supposed to be 3 2-minute rounds, from what I understand. If somebody gets knocked out, it's over, and if somebody's bleeding, it's over. From what I understand, if it's not an exhibition, then it's going to be like a professional fight, where standing 3 knockdown rules, so on and so. But I'm pretty sure it's an exhibition, and I'm pretty sure they changed it from Vegas to Dubai.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's in Dubai. But
When
I
is
mean,
that?
that is next month, mid-September sometime.
Wow.
Let me see. Let's see. Mountain versus Devin. There we go. Devin Larratt. It is.
Well, Jody will be there for them when something happens.
Let's see.
Geez, I hope nothing happens bad.
No, if it's an exhibition. All right, it'll be similar to. Did you guys watch the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'll be similar to that, where it's an exhibition and so on and so forth. From what I understand, September 22nd. Is that accurate? I'm pretty sure it's September 22nd. Yeah, September 22nd. I might be wrong, but I think so. That's what my phone said. But I might be
During
wrong.
the world.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. Now, so again, a little controversial topic. I interviewed Ian Carnegie, and we got onto this topic of what was his name? We talked about steroid use, and I talked about why in the United States and in Canada, when you talk about the best in the world, you kind of talk about Devin, you talk about John Brzenk, you talk about Travis, but nobody mentions Dennis. Is that his name?
Blanca.
Dennis Blanca, yeah. And he said it's basically, he thinks there's some tension between the East and West, meaning the United States and Russia, who's the best, and the fact that they seem to, it seems to be common knowledge that they abuse the drugs over in Russia and so on and so forth. What do you guys take on that? Michelle, we'll start with you since you're last.
I don't know. I heard the rumors too, so I really don't have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they look like they could very well be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are pretty scary looking.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
But
What'd you say, Robin?
pardon me?
His kidneys went down, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Usually that's from diet. Usually that happens when you're overtaking too much protein. Well, then again, I'm not like an expert, but steroid use usually doesn't affect your kidneys much. It affects more your liver and heart, especially more the liver. Kidneys is usually due to your diet, especially if you're taking in way too much protein, which possibly could be to maintain that kind of muscle. I mean, again, I'm no doctor, I don't know, but this is just what I understand.
But it doesn't bother me if people are against him or not. If he's taking stuff, he can take stuff. It doesn't affect my life.
Robin, what do you
People
think?
with
Do you think that that's why he's not in the conversation of best ever? Or do you think it's a America, you Prussia thing?
I think so. I personally don't care about whether I'm pulling somebody
Yeah.
that's on steroids or not. I'd probably be a hypocrite if I did. But I just feel sad for him in a way because when they, I mean, like Dennis, he's not that old and he looks a lot older than he is. I think this stuff ages you quite a lot. So, I mean, it's their it's their body. If they want to take it, hey, no power to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa, what do you think? Do you think that's why he's not in the conversation for best ever, or do you think it's something else?
You know, I don't know, and I don't really care.
You don't give a shit. Okay. All right. So, Lierin, what do you think?
I think the conversation would be a lot different if we were talking about this in Russia. You know, you're getting,
Yep.
you know, world, you're getting our opinion. You know, over there, he's a god, just like
Yes.
definitely over here. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
things, you know, but I also think that any people who are huge outliers like that, I mean, they're always suspect. You know what I mean? It's just like so much better than the rest of these people who are training so hard and, you know, going to and working to get to the top, but you seem to just be able to stay there. I mean, that's, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's just suspect to me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's more about the United States, Canada, and the Russia thing. I don't think it's the real steroid abuse because, I mean, let's face it, there's pretty much drug use in all sports. That's kind of, I mean, the amounts and how much is a little bit different. I do know from another interview I had with an elite bodybuilder named King Kamali that it's a lot easier to get it in, and it's a lot cheaper to get it in the Middle East and Eastern Europe and so on and so forth. And it's a lot more difficult to get it here. And when you do get it, it's a lot more expensive. So if it's more attainable, you're going to kind of abuse it over there, which is why I think a lot of these strongmen and powerlifters and arm wrestlers are coming out of the Middle East and Russia and Eastern Europe and whatnot.
But I used to get on that website, John, to get my steroids. Not my steroids. What the hell am I talking about? My hormones.
Right.
Shit, let's get that started already. Yeah, so when I used to get them on the black market, I'd be on these websites and I could get HGH and all that stuff on the east, back east.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's crazy what you can get.
This is how cheap it is especially in the Middle East. King Kamali is American, but his family was from Iran, and he was an elite bodybuilder during the 2000s, early 2000s, from 99 to like 2010, give or take. And he was in Dubai giving a seminar, and every night they would go to a particular pharmacy, and he would give the guy $10 American. And the guy would come back with a kid growth hormone, with testosterone, with oral steroids, just $10 American.
Holy cow.
You can't get a sandwich for $10 in New York City.
That's crazy.
All right, so final topic, and I think this is the one everybody's waiting for. Paul Lynn and John Brzenk. So, Michelle, go ahead. Since you know Paul very well, go ahead.
I love Paul. He's going to definitely give him a run for his money. He trains as hard as I train, so I see him. He's amazing. I think if he does what he was talking about doing to him, he's got it. But I can't, give his secrets away or anything.
Okay. So what do you think, Nancy? Go ahead.
John Brzezink's gonna win. I don't know Paul Lynn. I don't know how he pulls, but I just know that John's really good. So I'm not one of those super win. I like both of them, but I think John's gonna win.
You're going with the safe bet. Okay.
Yeah.
Robin, what do you think?
Well, I'm a big fan of Paul. He's a super nice guy, but I'm afraid John's still the best, even at 57 in the North America.
Lisa?
You know what? He's from Utah, and he is the best in the world. And so I'm sticking with John. John's hand is just incredible, and he's so technical, and he knows how to get out of a bad situation, and he knows when to give it up So, like Nancy
Yeah.
said earlier, he knows when to lay his arm down so he doesn't get tired. And but just like with that last match that he was in, was it Shaw or Shay? Yeah.
Sean.
Whatever.
Chance. Yeah, Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm telling
yeah,
Paul that you guys all are voting against.
Oh
super nice. I mean, we all love him. He's an amazing guy too. But
We didn't get to Lierin yet.
Mhm.
I would also bet for John to win, but my heart want Paul to win because he's underdog.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Well, what are the real, like, you guys know best? Well, before that, well, yeah, okay. What are the real chances? I mean, I know that Paul is a really good arm wrestler, but I know that John is like the greatest ever.
Ever.
The problem with Paul is he's considered new compared to John. John's been everywhere, so he knows everything.
And age, you don't think age is a factor?
Yeah. Well, age. No, man. The older we get, the stronger we get.
Oh.
But
especially the women.
yep.
Absolutely. Well, Michelle, how did that match actually come about? Was it a hand-picked match from John? Did he say, I want to arm wrestle Paul?
I'm not exactly sure how it came about. I just heard James talking to Paul about it. So I'm not sure exactly how it all came about.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. And to your point, Ed, is very true, especially with women. When women get older, they seem to get stronger. And if you watch any of the power sports, arm wrestling, bodybuilding, powerlifting, all the elite women are over 40. Every one of them.
The thing is, I think that we're already strong, but now we have the patience to do what we need to do. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're not faster, but we have more control, and we're thinking straighter and have more patience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it.
More focus.
All right.
Better trainers.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Michelle is going to destroy everybody in Sweden.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We should all meet and help Michelle.
Please,
In
I would
November
love
or
that.
October. We should
I
all
would
meet
love
you
it.
somewhere and help you give our how you say that in English? Give our input on helping you. So you
Okay,
can
I'll
do
show up.
something
You just
over
tell me
there.
where.
Yeah.
When are you leaving?
No, you guys tell me where. November. December. She's leaving in
It's
December.
December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to meet somewhere, like in the middle of where we all live. Meet somewhere and for a weekend.
That would be
train.
Amazing.
I'm there. Tell me
I'll
where.
hook up with you and we'll train. Even if I got to drive my pickup down to New York. Well, I did it once already, so.
You did.
Yeah. And your husband
So
can make me whatever that meatloaf, what was it he made me there? Oatmeal and peanut butter shit.
My breakfast. That's my favorite breakfast. Oatmeal, peanut butter, and egg whites.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's what I eat.
Is it? It's my favorite. With little cinnamon in it.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so everybody's going to help Michelle destroy everybody in Sweden.
I need it.
Yeah.
Lisa and Robin are going to kill everybody in Florida.
Well,
yeah.
Right?
Yes, you got to say yes, you guys.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
This is where it starts, up here.
Lierin, need to go to Florida. Lierin.
I don't want to be banned from the WAF.
Oh.
I'm already bought that t-shirt.
And then once Nancy straightens out her visa and her citizenship, then she's going to start ripping arms off again.
I'm the other side of the world. I'm going to go everywhere.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Russia and go against those girls in Russia.
Wow. Okay, that would be pretty cool. And Lierin,
Yeah.
you don't want to get barred from the WAF, so do you know anything about your future in arm wrestling or not yet? You're going to wait a little bit to make a decision.
Yeah, we're just hanging out right now.
Okay, so chilling out, and we're going to wait to make a decision. All right, listen, You gotta do what you
You
gotta
should
do.
come. You should come to New York State Championship.
When
That's
is
what
it?
you
Yeah.
should do.
That was
It's
awesome.
in, when is it? November 19th,
Yeah, you gotta come in.
20th. Yeah.
Michelle,
What's
what
the
is
weight
your,
class?
sorry, go ahead.
What's the weight class in
The weight classes.
November?
James is listening. What are the weight classes? What do you want him to be? He said.
0 to 120.
0 to
0
120,
to 120,
she said.
125, or
You and
125
Nancy.
for me.
So, Michelle, James is there.
Yes, he's here.
I'd like to get his opinion on the Devin Larratt mountain fight, since he's a fighter.
He wants your opinion on the Devin Larratt fight.
Yeah, James.
No, you can stay with me. This is taking too long. She was making dinner, and now I'm starving, and this is taking a little long.
We're done.
Ah!
Gotta jack this up a little bit. It's too
You
long.
will live. You will live.
Hey, who cares about that Devin Larratt fight? I don't care about that Devin Larratt fight. Let's get back on the women's issues. The
Amen.
women's, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, we
Devin
totally-
Larratt doesn't even like women. He doesn't even like women. So screw Devin Larratt. We don't need him.
Funny.
Right. So all the women need to come together and
Yes.
support one another, because
Yes.
sometimes I see a lot of the women are concentrating on their division. They'll concentrate, they're lightweights, so they worry about the lightweights. They're middleweights, they worry about the middleweights. But if one of those divisions fails, the whole thing will fail. It'll all fail, and they'll just stop having the women's divisions, which drives me crazy. And it just needs to be more. Women need to support women more. You need to see, when you see a shitty divisions, you see shitty weight classes, and you see, of course, Nancy's never going to see shitty weight classes because she's 115 pounds. You know what I mean? But when you see those shitty classes, you got to think to the other women, how are the other women going to compete in this? Look at the Arnold now. The Arnold is an open weight class. Who the fuck's going to go to open weight class?
Not
it's
me.
crazy. And it was
I'm
crazy
gonna go,
before
but
that.
I'm fine, so.
Yeah, Robin, we know. It was crazy before that when they wouldn't let any women over 176 in there.
Yeah, I could
That was
never go
crazy
to that.
too.
Wow.
So somebody's got to start beating these people down, and forcing it out. Like we talked about 100 times. If you took men's AM out of the equation, you'd lose half of your guys within 2 years. That would just drain them down. So how do you have tournaments without women's AM divisions? There's a lot more women's AM than there is pros. So there's a lot of things they can do, and they just don't do it. They say, oh, women don't show up. Well, of course women don't show up. The divisions suck.
Yeah.
They
And
say
the
women
money.
don't come to practice. Women don't come to practice because the dudes hog the friggin' tables.
That's true.
Yeah, they do it all the time. And they don't
Yeah.
want to go against, they don't think the women can teach them anything. Bullshit.
No,
Women are
they don't
usually
go
better
against it.
technicians than the men.
Yes.
So
I like you, James.
thank you. But yeah, I bitch about this shit all the time. Travis says when he talks to me, he feels like he's talking to the Women's League of Sports. But I don't give a shit. Whatever we can do to make it better. Having the women's divisions better makes the whole sport better. It just does. Look at even the Super Series matches. When everybody was reviewing the Super Series matches, they kept talking about how great the women's divisions were, or how great the women's matches were. And you see some of the guys' matches, and I could.
Yeah, but the
now,
Super Series never had heavyweight women. We never got a chance because it was always the middleweight to the lightweights. So in a way, I felt left out too.
right.
No, I've always enjoyed watching the women's MMA, women's arm wrestling. I don't.
Women, period.
Yeah, right.
That's my favorite too. Yeah. How about that?
Women's
How about that? That's my favorite too.
bodybuilding.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed watching, because it's to me it's a phenomenon, because women aren't usually into power sports. So when they are, to me it's more of a spectacle. I'd rather watch that,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like when I watch like somebody like Nancy arm wrestle, and she's like destroying people. I'm like, how is this person just tearing people's arms off? She's 120 pounds. When you see a huge man, like when you see a guy like Mike Aiello, right? You go, oh my God, of course this power is going to come out. Yeah, it makes sense. But when you see a woman do it, and then like, you're like, my God, like I was interviewing a powerlifter, Jeannie Nutter. She is 148 pounds. She squatted 606 pounds. That to me is unreal. And that's not even a world record in her weight division. The world record at 148 is 685. It actually used to be, Michelle, it used to be Rita's world record.
Oh.
Yeah, Rita. Yeah, Rita's here. Yeah.
Rita's.
Yeah, I talked to her about once a week. So.
Yeah, Rita West's world record was 675, and last month it was broken from somebody, I forgot her name, and it was 685. And it's like, how is this power? Where is this power coming from? And to me, that's more fascinating than seeing a guy that's.
Yeah, that looks strong.
Yeah, that looks, enormous. So you can, and it makes sense. I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, see how I took you right off that Devin thing? You didn't even pay attention. You know what I mean? I got you right off that shit. Right back to the women's deals, man.
Yeah. But I do.
That's gonna be that fight is just gonna be an exhibition fight. Neither one of them's gonna hit each other hard.
I thought so.
I don't know what they're doing it for.
Money. That's what they're doing it for.
It's. I guess it's fun, but everybody's making all these predictions on it. It's not real.
No, it's not a real fight at all. But
No,
here's what I think. Honestly, I think Eddie Hall bailed. But not he bailed. He really got hurt. Shit happened while he was training, and then I think the investors were like, "Well, we're not going to lose on our fucking investment. We got to get somebody to get in here, right? We have a lot of money invested." And Devin Lierin, for some reason, Devin was the pick. I don't know why, but
like I said,
what'd you say, Robin?
He's good at promoting himself, Devin is.
Oh, that's what it is. That could be it. Yeah.
But like I said, this is not even real. What is real is the women's struggle in arm wrestling. Let's get back to that. Now I gotta go.
All right. See you later.
I have something to say.
Go ahead, Lisa.
So one of my friends that I train with, Robert Fowler, he lives out here. I think you know him, Lierin.
I do.
Yeah, so I'm training with him on a regular basis and super strong. The other night at the gym, he told me, he goes, "There's one thing about women arm wrestling is that it's honest. The women aren't cheaters like all the super fucking heavyweights that are arm wrestling right now, So he says the women's matches are the best because nobody's trying to cheat each other out. And I just thought that was a nice thing to say. And I thought about that. And I thought about, arm wrestling with Michelle and Lierin and Angie Rose and thinking, yeah, that's true. I mean, we set up, I know there's a lot of apologies going on the table. So yeah, I mean, it's just good old fashioned, honest arm wrestling. We're not out to cheat each other out. Like
so when you say that they cheat, what do you mean? As far as I don't know the strategy that they use to
trying to get over. I mean, we're not out there to to just cheat. Like, I can't explain.
Gain a ridiculous position. Like, you're climbing so high on someone's hand, the match isn't going to start that way, but they're still going to try it. You know what I
see. Okay.
And it's trash talk. It's such nasty trash talk.
Say that again, Robin.
They're nasty trash talkers too. They're very disrespectful to everybody.
Yeah. I don't know how they actually deal with it. I mean, this is a conversation I had with Ian and Mike Aiello. Like, if you're trash talking, if you're talking shit to me this close, I don't know how you just take your other hand and not punch him in the face. I mean, I would not be able to take somebody telling my mother's ugly right to my face this close. You know what I mean?
Or throat punch someone.
Yeah, right. I don't know how. Like, say that again. What happened?
That has happened.
Okay.
Right.
You gotta tell that story. You have to tell that story before we go.
Well, it was in Chicago, and the match was Valerie Beach and Nadia.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
don't know, I
saw
wasn't
that.
watching because I was pulling, but I did see like clips of it. And at the after Nadia beat Valerie, I don't know if she was like so excited, she just went like this and punched her right in the throat.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah.
You don't think it was on purpose?
I don't know.
Nadia said it wasn't on purpose, but you look at it and you're like, yeah, she was punched.
Yeah.
Nadia's real business. She's serious, man. She's all business, that Nadia.
Yeah.
She's serious. I just
Like
pulled
to go
against
against
her
her.
in New York
That's right.
at the tournament. Yeah, she's serious.
Oh yeah, I pulled her in 2008 and beat her, and I couldn't believe how strong that girl was. That was in Bulgaria.
So strong. So strong.
Yeah. She stayed out of my weight class ever since then.
I have to pull her after the tournament.
Say that again, Robin.
She wanted to after pull me at the tournament. Nadia did, and I don't know. She's got to be a Saiyan, I think, as well as Nancy.
Yeah. She's another one that doesn't look it, but she also doesn't have much color coordination because the outfit she had on was very all over the place.
She's Russian. I don't think they're not used to color.
Michelle, my wife had a question for you. Robin, my wife actually says hello.
Oh, hello.
The girl that you guys were arm wrestling in Long Island in the tournament, there was one girl with heels on arm wrestling.
Deb Benyon.
My wife wants to know how the hell, and me too, now that she pointed it out, how the hell did she arm wrestle with heels on? Lisa, I'm talking heels. I mean, that's.
She had wedges. She had her wedges on.
Yeah.
She usually does pull in heels. She's shorter, so I don't know. I mean, I know when I had a couple drinks, I can do it too, but not at a tournament. I use a riser. I think she's the riser and the heels. But she usually, I've seen her do it several times. So I don't know. She has really good balance, I guess, because I couldn't do it.
Yeah. All right.
She's been around for a long time.
Say that again, Lisa.
Oh, I said she's been around for a long time, and ever since I've known her, she's been in heels.
Oh, really?
And
she dresses.
Yeah, she pulls it off. She's very feminine.
All right. Yeah. Well, ladies, we are going to call it a night, and we have a lot of footage now that I have to edit. But this probably won't be up. Well, this is very long, so what I'm going to do, like I do normally, is I'm going to pull teasers. So I'll probably pull 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 teasers and put them up Monday and Tuesday. And I'm assuming that probably the full interview will be on probably the Tuesday or Wednesday, give or take. And that's about it. I just want to thank everybody for doing this. This was great. And thank you for coming together and doing it. And definitely get together and do what you got to do to help Michelle destroy everybody in Sweden.
Yeah, and thank you.
Yes, we got to meet.
Definitely. And thank you for all your support, John.
Oh,
you're helping us.
Thank you. I do what I can. I just, I don't know. I just love doing this shit. I think it's great.
Well, you can take your shirt off if you want.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, come on.
I don't do that. No. You want to get me killed? I'm a married man. She's downstairs. I'll get no food. I'll get no sex. All right, guys. Listen, have a good night, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.